Hey friend, this is episode number 560 of the And So podcast with Taylor Bradford. Let's get to it. Boss Girl Creative presents And So with Taylor Bradford, business and life musings from a successful serial entrepreneur. Each week, you will hear Taylor spill the tea on all things business, life, relationships, health, and everything in between. But don't worry, each week also includes a business nugget that will help you stay on course. And now a throwback to 3-year-old Taylor who inspired all of this.
And so.
Welcome to this episode of the And So podcast. I'm your host, Taylor Bradford. Thank you for being here. Today's conversation is in partnership with ManyChat. This is my automation software that I use to talk to people on Instagram. Now, this will work also through Facebook and TikTok with a business TikTok account, but I specifically use it for ManyChat. And this is not my first time with ManyChat. I actually used ManyChat previously on a couple of different accounts that I was testing and experimenting on, but I'm now using it for the gardening account, and it is doing wonders for me. I have fired 190 auto DM links from comments to my reels, 2,367 automations to new followers, and 188 automations to story replies. What is this life to have a robot working for me? You can test out ManyChat for yourself. Go to bossgirlcreative.com/ManyChat. That is spelled MANYCHAT. Test them out for 2 weeks for free and then get going. I promise you will not regret it. Again, bossgirlcreative.com/ManyChat to get started today. All right, let's dive into what's been going on in my world for the last week. I did, in fact, have a sinus infection. I finally went to the doctor on Friday and couldn't stand the pressure anymore. So I am on antibiotics, still trying to heal from that. No fun whatsoever. In the garden, I have chitted my potatoes. They are almost ready for me to actually put into the grow bags. I started herbs. I still have some more herbs to start. I finished starting all my zinnias. I already up-potted my tomatoes and my tomatillos. My peppers are up next. I do need to start some new peppers. I actually think I might soak their seeds a little bit. So peppers, because they're actually like if you think about where do seeds live in a vegetable or a fruit? Well, inside. And peppers specifically, because they have hollow centers for the most part, their seeds reside in that hollow center, and they have a special coating on the seeds that prevents them from starting to germinate inside the pepper. And so it makes it that much more challenging to actually get the seed to germinate outside of the pepper because it's got to work through that layer first, which is why it takes peppers so long to get started and why everybody says, start your peppers first. So I need to actually see if I can jumpstart that by seed soaking them and then getting them in, because not all of my peppers germinated in January when we were in like a super freeze. Even though they were on a heat mat with a humidity dome. I didn't have the dome on for the first week, and I should have. Shame on me. I just didn't think we were going to get that cold, and then we did. So the house, we completed slotting and sealing the bottoms of our wooden port columns. So that's good. Everything else seems to be stuck. Our plumbers did finish installing our on-demand hot water heaters, so that's at least good, but everyone else has not. Actually, I take that back. My building subcontractor sent his crew back over to flash my chimney so that it is leak-proof, hopefully, fingers crossed. We have a lot of rain coming in, and I think our spring storm season is upon us already, which would be great for my roofing company. Okay, books, I did finally finish some. The Secret of Secrets, which is number 6 in the Dan Brown series, I gave it 4 stars. I really thought that by this point, something like fanatical would happen. But no, it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. I just expected more by book 6. I then stumbled upon a new murder mystery series for myself. James Patterson has the Women's Murder Club. And I read First to Die, Second Chance, and Third Degree, all 4 stars. It's a good series, and I don't know how many there are actually in the series, but it's a good something to tie me over until my authors start producing more books. You know, can't they not just do that already? Let's talk about my course. Oh my gosh, I have sold 4 courses, 3 of them with the upsell, the order bump, and 1 standalone. And I am just tickled pink because, wow. I do have to say that I had a very intense tech day on Wednesday last week. I don't know if you also experienced it. Not only did my podcast not publish, even though it said it did, turns out Apple and Spotify both had problems syncing data that day. So yay for me. And so I had that tech issue, and even though everything said everything was working normally, I also got a notification from one of my course buyers that it was showing her the course is coming soon. Like she could get in, and then she could see the course, she could see all the modules, but they all said coming soon. And so I spent a good chunk of my morning trying to figure out, why can she see it but not access it? Like everything I see on my side shows she can get it. And so we were like deleting things. We were, refreshing. We were deleting history and cookies and caches. And oh my gosh, we finally got it resolved. I honestly don't know the exact reason why she got hung up, but I'm really grateful for all, like Kajabi. I was on help with Kajabi for a good chunk of that because it wasn't coming out of Samcart. Like it pushed her data over into the course through the Samcart connection. So it was on the Kajabi side. And at first I was talking to the Kajabi robot, and then I finally got to talk to an actual live human. And we finally, did some tweaking. And then I finally got him to test her account. Like I was testing my account, but I can't test her account. I can't log in. So he tested on his side. Anyways, we got it worked out, and I'm grateful that it's all working, and everyone else should be okay. But wow, talk about a Wednesday. So let's talk about my Instagram though. I officially hit 5,000 followers today. We have officially hit 30 straight days of this strategy. So as a reminder, I do have meta ads rolling to past provable Instagram reels that encourages people to follow me, and the link takes them to my profile, and then they still have to make the decision if they're going to follow me or not, right? Okay, I hit 5,000 followers today. And in the last 30 days, I have received 562,000 views on my content. 562,000. If you remember hearing me last week say my average 30-day moving target was 9,000 to 10,000 views if I was lucky. I am at 562,000 views in a 30-day window since starting. I produced 156 pieces of content. I don't know if that's counting stories too, but that's the number Instagram gave me in my insights. I reached 184,000 accounts. 92% of my reach was to non-followers. I have one reel as of this recording is over 103,000 views, which is so crazy. How long have I been on Instagram? I've had 8,925 profile visits and 183 link taps in my profile. So I feel on top of the world with Instagram right now, which, I mean, if you've been a long-time listener of this show, you know what kind of achievement this is, considering every experiment I have done to date. I mean, this, I'm just like, I'm blown over. I'm actually like, I don't have words. I don't have words other than I'm so grateful. Okay, let's get into search bar confessions for the week. Vertical gardening indoors, because I started having people asking me questions about those, and I was trying to track down like who sells the best vertical indoor garden setup. Protecting your website. Okay, I have been hearing this a lot lately, which has made me go down a rabbit hole, and it's probably going to become a podcast topic in the future once I get it all dialed in. I do need to reach out to a couple of my lawyer friends that are online so that I give you the right regurgitated information, considering I am not a lawyer. But I feel like we are at a stage where we are no longer protected like we think we are because of all of the access stuff that is now like you can be sued for. It's really wild. Like there's websites that will check your accessibility. And if you're not accessible, it gives you like, what you need to change to be more accessible. And then just like protecting your digital content, protecting your courses, your coaching, your whatever it might be. So I have been scouting the boutique lawyer. I believe I'm an affiliate for her. I'm definitely an affiliate for one of the lawyers. I need to go back and check this. That's not a very helpful thing to say out loud, Taylor, but it is what it is. I think I am the boutique lawyer, but I have a couple others that I want to reach out to just to get some insight as to what all we need to be doing. What does our website audit look like now? And what needs to be in our terms of service? What needs to be in our privacy policy? Because I think we're all out of date. Yeah, so we're going to get up to date together soon. So that's TBD. So that's what I've been doing some research on. Why did Homeland end? I watched all 8 seasons with Claire Danes and I wanted to know why. And I got my answer. Garden overalls. I am trying to find more overalls to purchase. And then a margin calculator because evidently just adding a 40% profit on top of what you think you want to make is not the best strategy. There's actually a formula for you to add a margin. Who knew? I didn't. That's why I Googled. And that wraps it for search bar confessions for the week. Let's get into the business nugget. Okay, I'm going to be totally nerdy. I mean, like what's new, right? I am very analytical. I love when like stats align and all the things that we're talking about. Touch points, specifically pre-purchase touch points. Okay, so granted, I've had 4 sales, but these 4 sales are like monumental for me. So a touch point, what is it? A digital or physical interaction with a customer or potential customer. So 4 sales, right? What I can physically see and calculate or track is that 3 of my sales encountered me in 5 touch points before they made the sale. Minimum, so 5 that I can track, and 1 was 4. Okay, so let's talk about what I think the 5 touch points are and the 4 touch points are. So the person that was the 1 sale that was just the sale, like 3 sales bought the whole thing, bought my course and the order bump. 1 sale was just the course. The 1 sale had the 4 touch points and not the order bump. And she saw my ad. She clicked to my profile. She got my automated DM saying hi to my new person. She clicked the button and I sent a second follow. Oh, technically she would have 5 now that I say this out loud. And then, so she got the auto follow-up. Did she get what she needed? And then she went to checkout page and then she bought. Now, what I can't see is what did she do in the in-between? because I'm not going back to seeing, did she go like every reel? Like that would be just really challenging to figure out. So, okay, so really 5 touch points for her, which means 6 touch points potentially for the others as I'm about to walk through this. Okay, so the others, same thing, same scenario, although, I do take that back. The others also, so the 3 sales that bought the order bump also commented to my story. So, saw my ad, clicked to my profile, clicked the follow button, got my automation high, also got my follow-up high, and then these 3 at some point saw one of my stories and triggered my keyword. So maybe that's more than that is more. Okay. Anyways, you get the gist. You get the gist. So these touch points are what I'm calling micro moments of trust. It's not just me marketing to them. It is like everything combined. If you think about like the whole arc of everything, it all aligns to who you're targeting, what problem you solve for them, and why they should pick you, right? So I set up my meta ads so that it is already provable organic content that did well on Instagram. Like that was already proven. So I use that to my advantage. I'm using that to get somebody to be interested in me based on past performance. So they see that and then they can click, I want to know who this person is. And then they can see my profile. And now you have my profile bio, right? You can see I have a link to my course. I don't know if any of these people click that. They could have. They can scroll to see my past content, right? So now I just said hi to them. Every new follower gets a hi unless it blocks me for whatever reason. And sometimes that happens if they're not already following me and they comment on a reel, they're not following me yet, and then it tells me I can't communicate to them. So I'll go back to the reel they commented on and say, hey, I'm sitting in your request folder. And that usually gets them to take some action. Okay, so that high automation goes, there's a 5-minute delay, a second automation follows, right? So now I'm top of mind for them. All of my content already aligns with itself, with who I'm trying to attract, who I'm trying to sell to. I have one selling story every single day. I do occasionally post a few more because, hello, I am a gardener. I do need to show that this is my lifestyle. And I don't think as a gardener, I could do it any other way without being like, I would feel like that would be so inauthentic to not actually be starting seeds and walking my garden and planting things and doing all the hard things that come with gardening. So I feel like I do have to pull back the curtain. I think that that's part of being a gardener. And I do think that even whatever you do in your own business, I think some of that curtain pulling back is important for the touch points, right? Because that's kind of like an inadvertent touch point that you're allowing somebody in a little closer to see what it is that you're doing. Okay, so they're commenting in my stories, so they're paying attention to me. Because if they're in my stories, they are for sure paying attention to me, and I'm somewhere in their top highlight bubbles. That's why they watched. So they trigger the word, and I automate that. They can click the button. I automate what happens after that, and then I follow up again. All of this is touch points. All of this is digital interactions, micro moments of me trying to prove that you can trust me. So we talked about what counts as a touch point. All of those things I've already mentioned: a reel, a story, a profile, your posts, your auto messages, your auto follow-ups, your ads, your checkout page, any piece of content that's sitting in your profile, like them exploring you. Maybe they even go Google you. Those are all touch points. So why multiple touch points aren't manipulation? They are just reassurance. This is, I went to Google and said, And obviously I didn't add that into my search bar confessions for this week because I just Googled it. What are the average number of customer touch points? In the past, I don't know where they came up with this number, but it was 7 or 8. Now they're saying it's 28.87, almost 29 touch points. Now, I do think there's a caveat to that. I do think the higher number, so they're saying there's like a value of 1 to 50. So the higher touch point is like cold audience. And I could totally see how that could be like such a high number because they don't know you yet, right? The like, know, and trust factor, that's what you're trying to earn through all of these digital touch points. So right now, the average number of customer touch points is 28.87. I think that is for a cold audience. It didn't say that, but I think that that's what that is. I did further research and it was like, okay, where's this 28.87 number coming from? Where are we getting this sliding scale? And I did see somebody say, if you have a customer already, but they're inactive, another 1 to 3 touch points could return them into an active customer. And then a warm audience, somebody that's already following you and engaging with you, it's like 5 to 12 touch points. So I find this very fascinating because all 4 of these human beings didn't know me from Adam until they saw my ad, which would be a cold audience. And if we really were calculating, I guess we're talking about 7 touch points, which goes back to that old number that people were using. 7 touch points, and then they purchased. I think this is so fascinating because you can physically see these things when you have automation set up. And if you're not using ManyChat, I'm going to plug them again because this is game changing. This is what allows you to get more of those touch points with not as much effort, right? Time is valuable. Time has a finite amount to it. How do you increase your time? You use a robot to do that. Okay, so we talked about why multiple touch points aren't manipulation, they're just reassurance, because you have to still build that like, know, and trust factor. And how do you do that if you don't have time? You use a robot to do that. Again, plug for ManyChat, bossgirlcreative.com/ManyChat, spelled MANYCHAT. Okay, here is the third caveat. Why your job isn't meant to be everywhere when it comes to marketing the thing that you're selling. This goes all the way back to the 5 whys, which is one platform solving one problem for one target audience, one conversion mechanism, which is a call to action to your checkout page. That's what I'm using for 1 year. Why your job isn't meant to be everywhere. There is no possible way that you could be in control of all of those touch points all over the place and be good at it. Right? Like I was thinking about Pinterest the other day. I connected my Instagram account to auto post every reel that hits my profile to go to Pinterest. Every one of those reels has a call to action in them. And 9 times out of 10, the call to action is using a keyword. But I'm not over there in Pinterest paying attention if anyone is commenting. Like, I'm not. I don't have the bandwidth for that. Facebook, I know ManyChat has an integration with Facebook, but my target focus, my one platform is Instagram. So if I happen to see somebody comment my keyword over on my Facebook page, I will just go manually give it to them. It's like such a minute amount of people commenting over there that it's manageable. If it becomes unmanageable, I may figure out another ManyChat. I don't know, but you cannot be everywhere because you cannot be in control of your touch points with your humans that are coming into contact with you. So, what does it take to have meaningful interactions to be enough? And I'm basically saying it is the number 7. And I'm sure it could be more. The more data that I get from sales will obviously help me have a better understanding. But the simple fact that 4 humans with about 7 interactions with me, without me doing anything other than showing up and creating the content that's appealing to them, it took 7 meaningful interactions to be enough. 7. Do you know how easy it is to hit 7? I just literally told you how. I had those, and I think one person, 2 days. She followed me, and 2 days later she bought. She had those 7 interactions with me in 2 days. I didn't track the others, but for the others, it was fairly quick. I don't know if it was 2 days or less, but 7 interactions in 2 days. Let's just go with that number. It's simple. It's simple if you have a strategy and you have automations helping you out, because the automations are being where you can't. And that's time saver. That's what you can't get back. Okay. I hope that was insightful. I'm so excited about this data. I'm driven by data. I'm always driven by the ROI. Anyways, okay. Thank you so much for listening to this super nerdy episode of the podcast. I hope you found it insightful. I hope you found it inspiring, actually. And again, check out ManyChat, 2 weeks free, bossgirlcreative.com/ManyChat, spelled MANYCHAT, to get started today. Until next time, I hope you have a great rest of this one.
And flow. Let's talk. Let's go.
And like my 3-year-old self said, that is all for this week. Friendly reminder to rate and review my show wherever you are listening. And last but not least, I'd love to hear from you. Leave me an audio message at bossgirlcreative.com/speak. I would love to hear your takeaways, ideas for upcoming episode topics, and your feedback. Thank you again for listening to this week's episode. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of this one.